HR is the one department that's got their pulse throughout the entire organization.
Hello there. This is John Bernatovich, your host of the HR Like a Boss podcast. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. I've embarked on a journey to get to know amazingly awesome HR and business professionals, and I'm trying to understand what it takes to do HR like a boss. On today's show, I'm delighted to be joined by Lori Kleiman. Lori and I were connected through a mutual acquaintance who was, I think, smart enough to realize the two of us had one major thing in common, which was our passion for human resources. I was delighted to get to know many of Lori's clients and her network as being one of her presenters a few months back. And for those of you that don't know Lori, she is the guru when it comes to an HR department of one. All things SHRM and all that expertise comes through Lori if you're an HR department of one. So Lori, welcome to the HR Like a Boss podcast.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here, John. It's great to continue our relationship this way.
Tell me a little bit about how you would describe the purpose of human resources.
I really do believe it's the one department in the organization who's responsible for bridging the business and business strategy to the people who are going to carry that out, whether it's our friendly accountants or the line staff or your quality staff. HR is the one department that's got their pulse throughout the entire organization. And that's why I really believe that HR people need to be business people first, so they understand where the business is going, what the business's goals are, and be able to communicate and delineate that to the employees of the organization to get everybody going on the same page, rowing the boat in the same direction.
We're in the business of people. We've got to find the right people to do the right position at the right time, kind of this classic, business case for how business is supposed to be done. And I'm curious what that means to you and the simplest way to achieve right people, right position, right time.
It just means that you do need to find the right fit for now. And these times have changed businesses. Some people are able to work remotely. Some people are not very successful in that model. Some people are willing to take initiative. Some people are not. So I think the whole idea of right person, right place, right time is really about being able to be agile, being able to pivot, and understanding that you may love somebody, they might be an amazing employee, but they may not be amazing for what you need for the next 18 months, for example. And so it's critical that HR be that, hold those managers accountable for making some of the really hard decisions.
You mentioned previously about how dynamic the business climate is, about the need for HR to bring compliance into an organization, but there's definitely a balance that exists. How important is that for an HR professional to have flexibility around that business issue that then correlates and kind of runs into the face of the compliance that may be important to that HR pro?
And one of the things I talk to a lot of people about is that you as an HR professional have to take stock in your ethics, in your where you want to stand in the place of the law. And you have to give that same thought to the leadership in your organization. And you better make sure that you and your leaders jive. If you are somebody who really believes in a very solid black line and things you just won't cross, but you have a leadership team that maybe is a little more mushy on things, are you really going to work well together? There are so many things in human resources, and I'm going to throw out just an example here of exempt and non-exempt employees. We have, let's say you have 100 employees. I'm going to tell you that 95% of those are pretty clear. They're either exempt or they're non-exempt. but there are a lot of positions that could kind of go either way. And are you willing to adjust the way you write things on a job description? Or are you willing to consider someone exempt when maybe you think to the real letter of fact sheet 17A, they don't check enough of those boxes? And I'm not going to tell you what the right or wrong way to do it is. What I am going to tell you is you better be aligned with how your leadership wants it done. And I've met plenty of presidents as a consultant of businesses that want it pristine, letter of the law. I don't want anything questioned. And other business owners who say, I want it done right, but where there's a question, let's err on the side that works for the business. Now, that doesn't mean you're not offering people FMLA if you have more than 50 employees. Of course, you have to offer people FMLA. But I think with compliance, it's important that you really look at the risk and the reward and are able to share that with the leaders of your organization. You know, if we move forward in the direction you want to move forward, here's the risk to the organization, and then making those decisions together as business people.
Tell me what it means to you when you hear the word HR like a boss. Describe someone that does that.
You know, I think it's someone who is an expert in their field, in this case, expert in HR, can set expectations for others, can mentor and coach and bring people along, and is someone who understands the full business scenario, not just have their head in their whatever their area of expertise, but let's say HR like a boss, and understands what's happening in marketing and finance and operations, and can really be part of that leadership team that truly makes them a boss in the organization.
Really enjoyed you being on the show.
It was great. I loved being here chatting with you, and I would love to do it again in the future.
Thank you for checking out the HR Like a Boss podcast. If it resonates with you, please consider leaving a rating and review. And better yet, subscribe and share with a friend. Until next time, let's continue to aspire to do amazingly awesome HR.